Alright, well, today's plan is to check the clutch and underneath out. So what I want to do is raise it up and set it against the bench, strap it there so I can evaluate everything underneath. So let's get the lifting. Alright, let me evaluate what we've got here. So I thought about lifting it all the way up and then setting the back wheels down in there to kind of stabilize it, but then I just realized I'm going to get into the same situation before and not be able to let it down. So I'm going back to plan A. Plan A is to strap it to that bench so I can at least get under it and work on it. Okay, so after evaluating everything, I think this is all further we're going to go. So what I want to do is investigate this clutch linkage. That pulley is really good, quiet as all can be. I want to investigate this pivot, see if there's any movement on it, and also the brake linkage, which we'll look at closer here in a minute. So you watch that for me and see if you see any movement. All right, here we go. I can see it through here. And that feels really smooth. Okay, so there is some crusty grease on it right there. So we may go ahead and pull that off and at least re-grease it. So pulling this off is not as easy as it seems. We have to remove this big spring first, and then we have to remove this pivot arm here, and that'll allow us to pull this clip and slide that out. Yeah, that's some pretty dried grease in there. I do want to grease that. So yeah, let me work on that for a little bit. Main thing is trying to get that spring off. Okay, this setup almost works. You can see I got a spring puller, but I don't have enough room here. I'm going to have to pull this bumper. All right, bumper's off. This should give me enough room to pry the spring off here. First attempt, I'm just going to pry it and see if it'll pop off. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to need a second pry bar to pull that down. All right, let me get a second pry bar. All right, second pry bar. So I do not like messing with springs. Yeah, let me think this through here. So I can lift it up. I can see the end right there. I wonder if I can get this a little bit more. I need a smaller pry bar. Yes, I know this would probably have been easier to do while it was on the ground. So we're going to stick this little pry bar in here. All right, that removes this pry bar. Find a place to put it where it's not going to clang. It's going to clang. All right, so now we're going to twist this guy out from under that spring, and it snapped right back in. Okay, so I repositioned the spring puller to the underneath. Let's see if that helps anything here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it, right there. All right. That's a lot of tension. But I like that little spring puller. If you want to know, we bought a trampoline set a long time ago, and this is a tool that came with it to install the springs. And I tell you what, that thing is very useful. Okay, so I removed the little Carter pin from this arm. So this is 33 years worth of wear. Yeah, it's probably got another 20 years worth there. So all I got to do now is pull this little clip. And this washer. And this arm should slide off. Like I said, that was pretty tight. I'm going to need both hands here. Well, looks like I'm going to have to remove these two bolts because I can only get it down that far. So, yeah, let me pull them two bolts. Okay, with the two carriage bolts removed, we should now be able to get this off of here. And there we go. Fish the spring out. All right, and yeah, the bushing's pretty dry in there. Yeah, we're gonna clean that up. It looks like one more bolt and this bracket comes off, and that makes it easy cleaning. So let me go ahead and pull that off. Easy peasy. Okay, so all that just to remove. This is the clutch assembly. That's the bushing I wanted to check out. I'm going to clean it up real good. We're going to put a little bit of grease on it and basically put it back together because it is a tight bushing. But I wanted to take it apart just to get this greased up because the clutch pedal does stick on this every once in a while, and I'm not sure if this is where it's at or it could be somewhere in this brake linkage. So we're going to check that out next once I get this done and put back in. These are the two belt guides that I mentioned that you have to loosen up to be able to get the belt pulley back on after the engine's in. You see there's two alignment tabs. So basically we just loosen them up and move them out of the way to get the belt around, and then we put them back in. So yeah, not a whole lot left to do under here. I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to clean this clutch up, get it back in with the spring. I noticed there is two spring locations. I'm using this one up here because I put a bigger spring on it. That seemed to work pretty good. I am going to tighten this up a little bit and evaluate the steering, but we're not going to do a lot with the steering because the wheels feel good. They don't feel wobbly or anything. Do have a little rock in this. We'll tighten that up a little bit. But yeah, for now, I think I'll get the clutch assembly reassembled and we'll evaluate the brake lever. Well, if you're wondering, it's 76 degrees outside and there is absolutely no wind. So it's very, very comfortable in the shop. All right, well, we're reversing the process, and what I found out is to hook this spring up, it needs to be attached here because there's no way to swing it up. So I gotta take this back off, hook the spring up here, and then put that back on. Did I mention I dislike springs? So to get this spring back on my spring puller, I had to take a piece of wire, a piece of vice grips to pull that spring up to where I can get it back on my puller. Now the fun part's going to be using the puller to get that spring back in that latch there. All right, so This is the first attempt to put the spring back on. I don't like it.
This is definitely the weirdest thing I've ever done, for sure.
Oh, I'm so proud of you guys. You do a hell of a job.
Thank you.
I'm just overwhelmed, and I can't praise you.
Yeah, I'm not liking it. It's gotta go up some. There we go. Yeah, did I mention I hate springs? Almost there. Now the fun part's gonna be getting it over that. Yeah, I'm whispering. A little bit more. I really need 3 hands here. Oh, all right. Close, but no dice. All right, I think I got a plan. So this is working. It's just a matter of no, I need that. Wiggle it up. Okay. Now I twist it and wiggle until I get it on the lip. As much as I can. And tappy tap tap on. Awkward. I don't want my fingers on that. Let me look at this side, see where that spring's at. Oh, we're in. All right. We're in. There. Woo, boy. All right. That was a challenge. Okay, for a sanity check, let's just see what we've got here now. Yeah, that still feels pretty good. All right, main thing was getting some grease in there. So, all right, well, mission accomplished. Let me show you one more thing. So, as I was looking at these deck lift arms, this one looks bent. And that probably explains why I had a hard time getting the deck off. So, I guess tomorrow I'll be pulling this arm off and see if I can straighten that up some. Because yeah, this one's straight. And if you look at this one, yeah, it's got a really good bend. Looks like it starts right about here. So yeah, I'll put that in the vise and see if we can straighten that out some. But that's going to be tomorrow. I got a stopping point for today. It can live here for a little while. Thanks for watching.